So today I would like to talk about the man who's been in the news lately. No, not old Jeffy. I can't bear to say his entire whole name, but a friend of Jeff's, an unexpected friend, Noam Chomsky. So for me, this is not me really coming at someone that I have grown up admiring. I don't dislike his work, mostly. Although I do disagree with his universal grammar, and I think he explains things in a convenient way that leaves out that there's like elite sex cults running the world. But other than that, I never did have a problem with the guy. All that to say, I don't have any axe to grind with the guy either way coming into this. But I'm not like devastated. So Noam Chomsky has been a public intellectual fighting against the anti-worker capitalist William F. Buckley types for most of his career. I'm not a professor. I don't know all these languages he knows. I'm not a famous social critic or anything. The thing that really jumped out at me of the revelations about Noam Chomsky and the Epstein files is his analysis of society. And that's what I want to cover today. I want to cover the letter that he wrote to Epstein, what it means for us as an American society, as global societies. It's people who share information. Are we just really easily manipulated? Like, did they make the Me Too thing and the Black Lives Matter thing and the everything that we've ever tried to do to push back on authoritarianism and rich people stealing all of our money in crafty ways? I mean, look at Occupy Wall Street. Like, it just feels like everything is blown into this crazy proportion of let's make it so awful to try to have accountability that everybody just walks away from it, like shaking their heads. And Noam Chomsky really points out in this letter, like, what he expects to have happen. Yeah, maybe Jeffrey won't be everybody's favorite person, like they were hoping, like with that weird documentary. But they'll forget about it. They'll assume your victims were probably lying. You'll charm them. You'll get through it. He is talking about fucking with governments, running guns, causing conflicts globally, on top of human experimentation, probably on Zorro Ranch, and definitely sex trafficking a bunch of minors and even like adults. Anyone he could get his hands on, he was probably sex trafficking or funneling to some sort of trafficking. The man had connections. The man could get what he wanted. The man ate jerky. Okay? We're not talking about something that should blow over. And yet, reading Noam Chomsky's words, I have this pit in the bottom of my stomach. What if it does? What if it just blows over in like a year and everybody's like, oh yeah, that big Jeffrey Epstein thing. But it just feels like everything spins down the drain every time that there's one of these moments where people are talking about something finally. And we're handled by media and government powers into just moving on, go back to work, go back to your little ball games, your ballet practices, and forget all this. We got Jeff. It's over. There's no more sex cults in the government stealing your children and sacrificing them to Baal or whatever. Like, are we just gonna get over it because there's not like, because we're handled like, oh, it's moving too slow, like the Diddy case, or some people get like a few years in jail. Like, where's the consistency? Where's like a way to make this stick? How do we make this matter? 'Cause I'm tired of people like Noam Chomsky being right. So, for the purpose of that, I'd like to go through his entire letter and let it stare me and us in the face in hopes that it will change us in some way and it will change the outcome from what Noam thinks to what should happen.
because you just admitted while that was on that Noam Chomsky bit your father.
Well, this is an ongoing debate.
That should be in the New York Post front page. Chomsky bit my father.
I'm not clear if it was...
Especially if he's called Chomsky.
They might have confused...
In my country, that means...
him biting my father with simply Chomsky's biting wit. I might have gotten confused.
Which is exactly how the manufacture of consent and media manipulation of information happens, Amy. A real event concerning Noam Chomsky happens and you manipulate it.
Important question that came out of Democracy Now! Yesterday. I don't know whether you heard, but rumors were spread of unseemly behavior by yourself at summer camp with Amy Goodman's father.
I read it. I didn't read it. Somebody sent it to me.
Russell Brand, the British actor comedian, wants to know, did you bite Amy Goodman's father's ear?
Afraid. He was a friend. We were campers at a camp. And we were in the same boat.
Okay, jumping back in here, I will show some examples that I've seen and people talking about Civil War, but I'm pretty sure most of my audience knows what I'm talking about, at least a little bit. Every time things get a little spicy for the people who kind of quote unquote handle everything for us at the top so we can go about our day-to-day lives, they start talking about how much we hate each other. And that seems like their kind of like final, desperate, throwing a banana out in Mario Kart to see if you'll slip on it instead of passing them kind of moment, you know? You know what I'm saying? And we don't really need to revisit the horrors of the American Civil War that left most of the country without the people they loved, including parents, children, So many orphans, so many bereaved loved ones, so many civilians killed and raped and tortured. We don't want to go back to a civil war, and there's really like no point. It's not us versus us right now. Maybe we can work out our differences in the future over some debates or fist fights or whatever you people want to get up to after we've handled the problems. But it seems like if we take an honest look at human nature, these folks at the top have done exactly what power hungry people would do, given that they live in a cushy system that obfuscates them through bureaucracy from any accountability, anybody pointing to them and saying, hey, why are you doing that? Why did you allow that? Pam Bondi looks so hungover at that hearing, and she's sitting there trying to be the face of this. But there are so many faces of this that knew, like the mainstream media basically knew, the FBI knew, admitted to not, well, the victims admitted that they had not been interviewed, many of them, by the FBI, by the DOJ, by anybody. Like, you report this stuff, but I mean, if you listen to Whitney Webb's interview with Maria Farmer, the FBI was part of hiding this. Pam Bondi's not a wonderful lady, but she didn't do this by herself. I mean, she was tangentially involved. As much as I don't like her face, we can't really let her be the face of this. That's just another ploy. These people need to answer for what they have done. All of them. And the justice that's provided, that's meted out, needs to be equitable, fair, out in the open. Transparency would be nice, but I'll just take some prosecutions for a start. It's not, this is not something that the government is taking real action on as far as the three branches of government, but given that we live in a democracy, there's kind of a fourth branch of government, and that's the people. The Constitution starts with "we the people." And this part of the government would really, really, really like a review of every single person in this case.